You may have heard the phrase that everyone you meet is a mirror of you, or everyone is a projection of you. Although the concept itself exists in many traditions and many have spoken about it, the phrase, "everyone is you pushed out," is usually associated with Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard's concept, "everyone is you pushed out," essentially suggests that every person you encounter is a reflection of yourself. In other words, the way others behave towards you is often a manifestation of your own perceptions and beliefs. For instance, if you believe that people are generally unpleasant, you are likely to attract experiences where others behave unfavorably towards you. Similarly, if you perceive yourself as strange or unworthy, you will probably notice others treating you in accordance with that perception. Even suspicions, such as assuming your coworker is ignoring your ideas in meetings, might stem from your own projections, or a self-belief of feeling invisible and having low self-esteem. In essence, this principle underscores the idea that our external reality mirrors our internal state. Neville says, "See the world as nothing more than yourself pushed out, and everything in it is aiding the birth of your imagination, for the behavior of the world relative to you determined by the concept you hold of yourself." It doesn't really matter what your individual personal life is. The whole vast world is yourself pushed out, and everyone in it is there to aid the birth of all of your imaginal acts. Regardless of whether it takes 1 or 100,000, everyone will play his part, and you don't have to ask his permission, for your world is animated by your own wonderful human imagination. Imagine yourself in front of a mirror. Tell your reflection to smile. Did it smile? No. The only way your reflection could smile back at you is if you smiled. Similarly, the world and everything within it serve as mirrors, reflecting your assumptions about yourself and others. Let's take it further. If there is someone in your life who isn't behaving as you would like them to, it's likely they are reflecting your assumptions, both about yourself and the world. Pay close attention to the narratives you are constructing about them. For instance, let's say your boss often comes across as grumpy and irritable, and you wish they were more positive and pleasant. Take a moment to examine your beliefs about them. Do you harbor thoughts like you are destined to have difficult bosses, or that they are simply inherently angry? If so, those beliefs are bound to be mirrored back to you. It's the law. Now, what can you do to change the situations and people you attract into your life? The answer lies in focusing on yourself. Remember, you are the one exerting influence. Everyone is essentially a reflection of your inner state. Altering your perception doesn't guarantee others will immediately change their behavior to match your desires. Clearly, everyone operates within their own processes and inner worlds, but it does signify a shift in the dynamics of your interactions. By adjusting your perceptions, you are likely to attract different situations and people into your reality, creating the potential for a more aligned and harmonious environment. "Everyone is you pushed out" simply means that every person you meet is actually you. And everyone you meet will act out the role you assign to them, influenced by your inner beliefs, self-concept, and inner dialogue. The people you meet serve as mirrors reflecting your own insecurities, your need to prove yourself, your belief in the necessity of hustling to succeed, and other similar beliefs. In the simplest terms, people behave, act, feel, and think in alignment with your assumptions about them. They will appear in your reality precisely as you envision. Once you grasp this concept, you will begin to see how people and events unfold to correspond with your thoughts and internal dialogues. Have you ever thought about someone, only to see them do exactly what you imagined? It's a common experience, as it's precisely how the law operates. Initially, accepting this truth can be challenging, as the illusion of separation is remarkably convincing. Yet the truth is, that nothing exists separately or outside of you. There is only one consciousness in your world, and that is you. Everyone and everything you perceive in your reality is all your consciousness reflected back at you, and that includes the people you interact with on a daily basis. There is only one consciousness, one awareness, that split off and resides in each of us. And in your reality, that awareness or operating power is you. You wield control and influence over yourself through your assumptions and beliefs. These beliefs are then manifested in your three-dimensional world through interactions and experiences with others. If you operate from "everyone is me" pushed out, you aren't changing anyone, you are only changing yourself. Interestingly, when you start working seriously on your self-concept and self-love, you will notice a significant shift in how people you encounter respond to you. Just as it was true with your old self, it holds true with your new self now. People in your reality are simply playing the roles dictated by your perception of self. The rules remain unchanged, but your I has evolved. It's liberating when we start to love ourselves more. As we cultivate a deeper sense of love and acceptance for ourselves, we begin to feel whole and complete, ready to embrace the next stages of life. This newfound self-assurance allows us to extend genuine love and acceptance to others, because we are comfortable with who we are and what we do. Such self-love radiates an irresistible allure. We are spiritual beings playing roles in the drama of life, akin to actors on a stage. While we may inhabit various characters, we are not inherently defined by them. Rather, we possess the power to choose and assume different roles at will. There are times when we will question our decisions and doubt our direction, but slowly, we will start discovering what makes us, us. The more we learn about our quirks and imperfections, the more we realize that we don't need a standing ovation to feel complete. The echoes of the claps are most rewarding when they come from within. Loving ourselves more isn't about isolating ourselves from others, but rather, it's about entering their lives with a profound sense of self-acceptance. Everyone in our external world plays a supporting role, and the applause from the audience is merely secondary. Ultimately, the most significant review comes from the one reflected back at us in the mirror. Neville Goddard taught that there are infinite realities that contain every version of the past, present, and future. Every possible outcome, scenario, and turn of events already exists within these infinite realities, including every potential version of every person you could meet. Amidst this sea of possibilities, you navigate toward the reality you most vividly imagine or consistently focus on. Continuously, you are sifting through these realms, selecting and shifting between them. Your beliefs and assumptions serve as the guiding force steering you into the reality you experience, or the state in which you reside. Given that every conceivable version of a person exists within these infinite realities, and your experienced reality is shaped by your beliefs and assumptions, it follows that you will encounter the version of that person that aligns with those beliefs. This underscores why every thought and assumption you hold about someone should originate from a foundation of loving kindness. You cannot impose change upon another. Instead, it's about altering your perception of both yourself and that person from within. The transformation begins internally, not externally. Assuming from a place of malice or contempt will only manifest such experiences for yourself. If you find yourself ensnared in the relentless cycles of your own mind, reaping undesirable consequences, it may require inner work and careful observation of your thoughts and assumptions. Only then will you begin to see the corresponding factors. By delving within, you will recognize the interconnectedness between your experiences and the thoughts, feelings, and assumptions you hold to be true. It's all shaped and manifested through your own consciousness. As Neville Goddard emphasizes, the whole vast world is no more than man's imagining pushed out. I must qualify that by saying that the world outside of man is dead. But man is a living soul, and it responds to man, yet man is sound asleep and does not know it. The Lord God placed man in a profound sleep, and as he sleeps the world responds as in a dream. For man does not know he is asleep, and then he moves from a state of sleep where he is only a living soul, to an awakened state, where he is a life-giving spirit. And now he can himself create, for everything is responding to an activity in man, which is imagination. To witness a transformation in your surroundings, you must first initiate change within yourself, as everyone merely mirrors your beliefs and assumptions back to you. Observe your thoughts throughout the day, and then examine your interactions with others. As you begin to recognize the connection between your inner beliefs and external experiences, your faith will strengthen. Upon realizing your true essence, you will cease to cast blame or point fingers at others. Instead, you will acknowledge yourself as the divine being you truly are, a God in your own right. But first, you have to understand and claim your power. If you change your story, you change your world. Always remember that any assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. You aren't forcing anyone to act in a certain way. It's about you, and how you feel about whatever it is. It's about you, and solely you, creating the experiences you desire. You only need to change yourself, or rather, your assumptions about yourself and the world. When you change, the reflection changes.